Hello, welcome to Tony's Bonsai. Today I'm going to be working on a beech tree that I've had for a couple of years. But before I get to that, look at this. This is a sweet gum tree or a liquid amber. The colour's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to zoom in and show it you. And I've been sent some seeds from America from a guy called Kevin. I've got a big loads of really interesting species, and one of them is liquid amber, so I'm looking forward to that. So just take a look at these leaves. The deep red colour is gorgeous, but for me it's these transitions from the yellows into the purple that makes them such a gorgeous tree. Beautiful. What we have here is a Yamadori beech tree that I collected, I'm not sure, a couple of years ago, something like that. And I've done some work on it. I made a really major chop early doors. That's healing over nicely, but I think I need to take some of this height down. This tree's got some nice roots down at the base. It was leaning over at quite an angle, this tree, and I chopped off the main trunk which was going in that direction. As I say, it's beginning to roll over really nicely here, because that's a fairly large wound. I left this branch on here as like a sort of, I suppose this is the primary branch. And I've left everything just to grow up to this point to try and thicken this piece up. That's worked really well. But I do think that I need to just take this back a little. The main trunk obviously comes up this way. It's got a nice turn in it. It turns back, so it's got some really good movement going upwards. But I'm just cautious that I don't want this to go too big. So I need to remove some off the top. The first thing I will do is, there's a nice branch coming down here, but I don't really want that to thicken too much, so I'll nip the end off it. Likewise with this branch here. And my real question is where to cut on this. I could cut here and let that become the new apex, like that, with a piece of wire on it. And to me, that's the best solution, I think. I've hit it straight away, so I'll just chop this one off. Concave cutters. Lovely. This doesn't require any crazy thick wire, but you know, you still need a bit of something to kind of grip on. So what I'll do is I'll anchor around this branch here. And what I will do now is I'll consider which way I want to turn this. And because it's coming in this direction, sort of round this way, I'll wrap the wire in that same direction. I've started trying to think about the direction of movement of the branches as I apply the wire. It's good bonsai technique to do that. It makes the bending easier. I only need to apply it to the base of this branch because I'm not doing anything with the top. It's just to do that. Maybe a touch more if I can get away with it, can I? There, that will do. Lovely. Bit of cut paste for that wound, just to help it heal. And I think it's looking quite good, this. In the springtime, this will be 2 years since I collected it. So I think this is now more or less just going to sit for a year, just growing away. But what I will do though is trim back some of the branches that I don't want to extend. the trunk comes up and the first major branch, there's a small one here which is lovely, the first major thick branch is here, and I don't want that to get any thicker. You know, I want the trunk to be much thicker than that, and at the moment there's not too much difference, so I'm going to cut this back quite a bit actually. Viewed from the other side, you can see this thicker branch coming here, and it's got some nice movement and shape to it, but I need to cut this back so that it doesn't dominate, as I was just saying, too much. And I don't want to, you know, kill off its vigour or anything, but by doing this, you know, it'll considerably stunt it next year and stop it really powering on into becoming a big thick branch, which I don't want. This is the other branch that I don't want to thicken too much. It's developing really nicely. Well, it is getting quite long. There's not much taper to it, so by cutting it back there, leaving a nice bud on the end that will now shoot on, trimming this one back to a bud. I'll do the same thing as the previous branch, and it'll just peg it back and stop it thickening up too much. But both of these branches are still going to help add to the main growth of the main trunk, so excellent. From here, I've just noticed that this branch is quite straight. There's really nothing happening along here, and I do want this branch, definitely, but I'd love it to hopefully bud back from somewhere along here. Otherwise, it's no good. I'm kind of thinking now, should I just cut that right back all the way? I think there's buds here, and I think it'll encourage these buds to grow, so I'm going to do that. What I will then also do is add a piece of wire onto this, just to put a bit of movement into it. I've ended up wiring both of these branches. I just ran one piece across, and what I want to do with this branch is, it's got some nice movement in it already, but I just want to change the orientation of it so it's a bit flatter instead of going down. And this one, let's have a look. This branch comes round, so I think I'll have this just bending into that space there and going up a bit there. Nothing crazy, nothing drastic. I know I said I was going to leave this lower branch, but I think it is just getting a bit too tall, so by just nipping the top off it there, I think that'll do a lot better now. And you know, I'm going to take that off as well. There we go. In for a penny. There's just one at the back there, so I'm still leaving plenty on. I'm just holding it back a little bit just so that it doesn't start competing obviously with the main trunk. You know, there could be a case for cutting this back to here and maybe adding some wire onto that, but I'm going to leave it for the time being. I mean, in the future I might cut it back, but I want to leave enough health in the tree so that it keeps growing on strongly. The European beech is such a gorgeous tree at this time of year, you know, with the browns and the yellows and still bits of green hanging on. And I'm pleased with that work today. I think it's got some good potential for the future. Before I take a look at those seeds, I just thought I'd show you this hornbeam. It's a very small tree, but it's got quite nice proportions. I've been working on it for a couple of years. I bought it as just almost like, I think it was just like an air layer off a stump of an air layer type thing a couple of years ago. But I'm quite happy with how it's going, but I do need to just cut it back so that it doesn't, you know, these branches don't go too mad. I'll start at the top. We've got this long, strong, healthy shoot, but I just want to pin it back a little bit. It's really the same with the branches. I'm not going to do anything with this one. It's quite a weak one, low down, but this one's growing really strong. So I want to just take some of this growth back. Again, I'm just trying to slow it down really and make sure that certain branches don't go overly thick, like this one here. It's a lovely branch, it's got really nice taper. There's not much to remove off. Oh, have I just cut that now? Oh, I can't remember. I'm struggling to remember what I've cut and what I haven't. These two are sort of getting in each other's way. I could possibly wire those at some point in the future like that. But I don't want this to go too strong. So I'll just peg it back a bit. And again, this branch at the back here, cut that off. And I do have three, well, do I have three there? Not really, I'm okay leaving that. Yeah, happy with that. There's a nice bud just coming here, which will kind of fill this space possibly in the future. So let's move on to the seeds. Completely unexpectedly, the postman arrived today and I got this letter. And it's from Jason Hanrahan, fellow YouTuber from over in Yorkshire. And he asked the other day if anyone wanted any yellow crabapple seeds. And, you know, I didn't want to come across, you know, like I'm taking too much, but he probably knew I wanted them. And he's ended up sending me some, so these are beauties. Look at these. A bit like the red crab apples that he sent me. These are just the same, except the yellow. Oh, there's a seed. We've got these little black seeds in them, so going to get these planted out today. So thanks for that, Jason. And now on to my parcel from across the pond. A few months ago, Kevin asked me if I'd send him some different seeds from the UK, which I did. And he's returned the offer, but just in a much more efficient way. I've just noticed these are acorns and they're individually numbered. That's not on the bag, that's on the acorn. Let's have a look at that. So these are number 2s. That's a number 16. Number 4. Oh, I like that. 8 ball. I've also then got all these packets. 13, 14, 17. Absolutely fantastic efficiency. I love it. I'm not going to show you me planting all these seeds because it'll take ages and it gets quite boring to watch. And I wasn't going to show you all of the actual seeds, but having just looked at how weird they look and how interesting they are, I'm going to go through all these seeds and give you a look at them, because I know there's a lot of people watch my channel from over here in Europe and will never have seen some of these seeds. And if it's not your thing, you know, thanks for watching, and you know, go and watch a Bonsai Mirai video. But anyone who's interested, let's take a look at these. This is about as close as I can get with the camera, and Kevin's kindly sent me a list of the corresponding species. So we've got number 1, white oak, and it kind of makes me question whether what Matt Brennan sent me are actually white oaks. Oh yeah, they are. I shouldn't have doubted you, Matt, because he sent me a number 1 here, and it's much bigger, and this is the exact same type that Matt sent me. So I've got some of those already planted up. Number 2, this is an interesting one. I'll just have to have a look for it. Now, that is called a swamp white oak. Presumably a white oak that grows in the swamps. Number 3, and we're in a bag. Now, well, these are strange things. Let's look at this. Wow, how interesting. Very small, and that's a Quercus Muhlenbergi chinkapin oak. Very cute. Hope they grow. Now, this gnarly old thing. Number 4, Quercus macrocarpa. That's a bur oak. How interesting. Now number 5, it's another small acorn, and it's Quercus rubra, or rubra, northern red oak. Oh, how interesting. Very nice. Quite petite, that one. Number 6, we're back in a packet, and these are, oh, they're so cute. Look how tiny they are. This is Quercus palustris, and that's called a pin oak. Look at that. Tiny. And Kevin sent me all the instructions for how to germinate each one of these different seeds. Quite a lot of them can just go in the ground now, but some of them have to go in boiling water and be stratified and all sorts of stuff. So that's number 6. Right, number 7. Wow. These are the smallest yet. And I'm trying to open little sealer bags. Takes me back to my student days. They also had something organic in them. Wow, look at the tight size of that. Quercus imbricaria, a shingle oak. Tiny. I never knew oaks could have such tiny seeds. 8. That's nice. It's got like ribs in it, like lines. And that's a Quercus velutina, a black oak. Flipping heck, I'm going to have more species of oak than the Royal Botanical Society. I'm going to be like starting my own arboretum. Right, number 9, here we go. Oh, something different. Oh, right, that's a liquid amber. So, the tree that I started with, showing you, with the beautiful red leaves, they've got these little seeds, a bit like miniature sunflower seeds. Ah, fantastic. Now, the tree I've got, I bought as bare rootstock, and it's no good for bonsai, but I'm hoping to grow some from those. So that's fantastic. Right, number 10. Where are we? Number 10. Come on, number 10. It's like bingo. Ooh. They're like little, like lentils, these. Like little brown lentils. Or those little seeds you get. Yeah, they are lentils in Bombay mix. This is gripping viewing, isn't it? if you're still with me at this point, you can officially call yourself a super fan. Like a little lentil. And that's Cercis canadensis, Eastern Redbud. Never heard of him. Look nice though, the seeds. 11 in a bag again. As I think these are all more or less in bags now. And this is Cornus florida, an American flowering dogwood. Oh, nearly lost one there. American flowering dogwood. How strange. 12. Oh, this is interesting. Yes. As soon as I read Crataegus, I thought, we're talking hawthorn. And this is a Crataegus punctata, which is a dotted hawthorn. And they've got little seeds that are almost like a little miniature bun, like a miniature bread roll. Oh, they're lovely. Oh, they're fantastic. Right, number 13. This is challenging. Diospyros virginiana. That's an American persimmon. Oh, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the shine and the texturing. That's almost like a piece of art on its own, that. Stunning. 14, and we're talking Asimina triloba, which is a pawpaw. Again, nice. That's like a Jack and the Beanstalk bean. And it's a pawpaw. I'm going to have to do some research. I've never heard of a lot of these. Oh, I've heard of this though. This next one, number 15. Maclora pomifera. And this is in some wet tissue paper. And this is an Osage orange. An orange? I won't be able to grow oranges in the north of England, will I? Surely not. Yeah, they do look like orange seeds. Well, that'll be challenging. I'd be surprised if orange trees grow. Maybe they'll need to go in a greenhouse or something. But I'm sure the instructions will be there. He's told me what to do with them all. 16, and we're back to this weird thing. Taxodium distichum ascendens. That's a bald cypress, or a pond cypress hybrid. That's fantastic. Like some kind of like a Fabergé egg type thing. Beautiful. And the last one, number 17. Oh yeah, nice. Carpinus caroliniana. So that's an American hornbeam. And these have got is that the one I just dropped? Or is that a stone? I can't tell. Yeah, that's a stone. It's that. That's a little hornbeam. Very nice. Well then, if you managed to get through all of that, well done. Please leave me a comment and say, I passed the Tony challenge. No, what should it be? It should be like, I passed the Tony... I don't know, just write something. Big thanks to Kevin again. He's got his own YouTube channel. He's only got one video on there at the moment, and it's a short, but it's actually quite a nice little video. I'm going to put a link below in the description to Kevin's channel. I will shout him out later on, probably next year when he's got a bit more content, but check it out. And I'll also put a link to Jason's YouTube channel as well. You've got to check him out. Zen, bit of meditation, bonsai, bit of haiku. I love it. Great channel. But as always, you know, thanks for joining me. There'll not be many of you watching now, but if you are, nice. I'll see you soon.